everyone! Welcome again to my channel, Math is Fun channel. Again, this is an educational channel to help you understand your lessons about mathematics. And also, this channel will help improve your skills and performance in mathematics. So, are you interested to have that? Yes, to experience that? Yes, absolutely. So please continue to subscribe my channel and of course share this one to your friends, especially those who are in need of this video discussion. And aside from that, this video discussion is intended to those who are doing the online classes out there and also those who are answering their modules. This will help you build your concept in your lessons in mathematics. So are you ready? Yes, you are ready for our next video discussion. So our video discussion, yes, as recorded in this, will be about estimation, yeah, estimating square roots. You're correct. So we started about squares and square roots last video discussion. So in this video discussion, our highlight in here will be about estimating square roots. So let's start with the warm up. Okay, you like it? If we have warm up in exercise, we also have a warm up in mathematics. So find the two square roots of each number. So let's start with number one, in number one rather, 144. So that is 2 positive and negative 12. Very good. What about number two? 256. What's its square roots? Yes, 16. Positive and negative 16. But if you're asked about principal square roots, you will give me the positive root. And again, this one, evaluate each expression. Oh, 8 plus square root of 144. Yes, that gives you 20. Why? Because square root of 144 is equal to 12 and plus 8, that gives you 20. Okay, exciting, right? For number 4, 7 and square root of 289. Yes, very good. Who got the same answer? 119. I hope you got the correct answer. Why? Because square root of 289 is 17. Then multiply it to 7. That gives you 119. That's how you do it. So I hope you'll be able to got the solution or got the same answer as posted on the screen. So now let's have the problem of the day. This one, a pyramid of blocks is built in layers. The bottom layer has 6 squared or 36 blocks. The next layer has 5 squared blocks, and so on until the top layer has 1 block. How many blocks are there in all? How will you solve it, class? Yes, exactly. So you're going to yes, the answer is 91 blocks. So you are going to add the blocks from 6 squared down to 1 squared. So 6 squared plus 5 squared plus 4 squared plus 3 squared plus 2 squared plus 1 squared will give us a sum of 91 blocks. So next, now let's learn to estimate square roots to a given number of decimal places and solve problems using square roots. Are you ready? Yes, you are ready. Let's have an additional example about estimating square roots of numbers. Let's say each square root is between two integers. Do you agree? Yes. Again, take down note. Each square root, I will highlight this one for a while. This is very important. Each square root, sorry, each square root, this one, each square root is between two integers. So name the integers and then explain your answer. So again, try to look for integers where square root of 55 is located or between. Okay, let's try to think. Yes, think what are perfect squares close to 55. So what do you think? Is it 1? No, that's too far from 55. 4, that's too far. 9, too far. 16, no. 25, no. 36, no. 49, no. Let's see. Okay, yes, you're correct. 7 squared is equal to 49. So square root of 55, or 55 is between 49 and, let's find the other one. Yes, 8 squared. 8 rather, which is 8 squared is equal to 64. So in short, 55 is between 49 and 64. So we all know that square root of 49 is 7 and the square root of 64 is 8. Therefore, uh, square root of 55 or 55 is between 49 and 64. So again, I'll repeat. A square root of 55 is between 7 and 8 because 55 is between 49 and 64. So what's your answer? 7 and 8. Very good. Again, square root of 55 is between 7 and 8 because 55 is between 49 and 64. So please take down note of that. Another example. Each square root is between two integers, right? So now name the integers. Then explain your answer. So now think what are perfect squares rather close to 90. Okay, we have negative 9 squared. That's close parenthesis, sorry. That is equal to 81. Sorry for that. This one that must be, it must have parentheses. So since 81 is less than 90, next is, of course, negative 10 squared, or quantity squared is equal to 100. Therefore, okay, therefore, negative square root of 90 is between negative 9 and negative, negative 9 and negative 10. Okay, correct? So because 90 is between 81 and 100, again, negative square root of 90 is between negative 9 and negative 10. Why? Because 90 is between 81 and 100. Yes. So now, for a while, I'm going to erase this one or clear it up. So now another example, square root of 80. How will you estimate it? Okay, let's see. Think what are perfect squares close to 80. So we have it, 8 squared rather is equal to 64, and 64 is less than 80, right? Next perfect square numbers are that is close to number rather that is close to 80 is 81 because 9 squared is equal to 81, and 81 is less than, 81 is greater than 80, correct? So now square root of 80 is between 8 and 9 because 80 is between 64 and 81. The square root of 64 is 8 and the square root of 81 is 9. That's why square root of 80 is between 8 and 9. Okay, so now let's have another example. We have a lot of examples in here. Each square root is between two integers. Name the integers. So we have it, square root, a negative square root of 45. So think what are perfect squares close to 45. Yes, we have it negative 36, since 36 is less than 45. And of course, we have it 49, since 49 is greater than 45. Please be reminded about the, yes, there's no such parenthesis about it. Do not mind about the negative rather. So we have negative 6 squared, which is equal to 36 or negative 36. Then we have it negative 7 squared. That gives us 49. So 49 is greater than 45. So now let's try to think about numbers or integers between where negative square root of 45 will lie on. We have it negative 6 and negative 7. Why? Because 45 is between 36 and 49. Why negative? Because the problem is negative square root of 45. So it's between negative 6 and negative 7. Okay, so I hope you got it. So let's try to make a plan by doing this one as we continue the problem. So the length of a side in feet is the number that you multiply by itself to get 500. To be accurate, find this number to the nearest tenth. If you do not know a step-by-step method or not using your calculator in approximating it, in finding the square root of 500, then try to use a guess and check it. Okay, are you ready? How do we estimate radicands, or yeah, square roots that are not perfect squares? Okay, so how do we get it? Let's see. Let's try to solve, because 500, again, we are looking for square root of 500. We will try to estimate the value or the root for square root of 500. So we have it in here because 500 is between 22 squared and 23 squared. The square root of 500 is between 22 and 23. So again, we all know that 22 squared is what? So I want you to remember that one and memorize. 484, right? And then 23 squared is what? So 529. So it's between 529 and 484. The square root of 500. That's why square root of 500 is between 22 squared and 23 squared. So the square root of 500 can be between 22 and 23. So now let's try to use the number line. So let's try to guess what if we try it out, if we use the value 22.5. So if it's 22.5, then if we try to get its squares, so 22.5 squared will give us 506.25, which is too high with our square root. Again, our radicand is 500, so it's above 500. That's why it's too high. It's high, or yeah, it exceeds with 6.25. That's why square root is between 22 and 22.5. So now it's too high. As I have said, it's too high because it's so far from 500 of 22.5 as you square it. Let's have another guess. What about if we try to look or use or try to guess rather about 22.2? Yeah, let's try to solve it. 22.2, as you can see, this one. If we try to square it, that gives us 492.84, which is too low for 500. So again, we're looking for the numbers between where 500 lies on. So too low. So square root, that means that square root is between 22.2 and 22.5. So now let's have a guess, other guess. So we try to guess 22.4. Is 22.4 accepted? Okay. So as you can see, 22.4 squared will give us 501.76, which is also too high. So that means that square root is between 22.2 and 22.4 for guessing the 22.4. And lastly, we will try to guess number 22.3. So 22.3, as you can see, if we're going to have it 22.3 squared, if we square it, that gives you 497.29. So it's still too low. That means that 22.3, or the square root, is between 22.3 and 22.4. So what is now our conclusion? Again, you will make, or you will guess any value of your between 22 and 23, since 500 lies between 22 and 23. So that's why we have to consider their decimals, because we're trying to locate the approximate or estimated value for the square root of 500. So again, if we use 22.5, that gives us 506.25. If we use 22.2, that gives us 492.84. Too high and too low. So as you can see, we can use as our approximate value, we will use the values of 22.4 and 22.3. Why, sir? Because 22.4, yeah, it may, though it's high, or it's too high, but it's lesser than compared to the 22.5, which is 506.25. So we will use 22.4 as one of our values, and also the other one, since we're looking for the intervals, the 22.3, because it's closer to 500. Okay, so again, your clue in here is try to find two values that are close rather to 500. So 506, it's too far from 500. 492 is also too far from 500, but 501.76 is closer to 500, and 497.29 is also close to 500. That's why we will use 22.4 and 22.3 as our values for for the estimated values of square root of 500. So now we can have the square root is between, or the square root of 500 is between, or can be located between 22.3 and 22.4. You can extend it if you want. If you want to have it in hundreds, thousands, it depends. You can extend it. So now let's have another example so that it will be, you will get it more clearly about this estimating square roots. So next example, we are going to find the square root. What I mean is we will still continue about the examples that we have. We use the 22.3 and 22.4, right? To round to the nearest tenth, look at the next decimal place. So we will try to look the 22.3 as our start. So since 22.3, we are going to round to the nearest tenth, then we will try to look at the next decimal place. So we will consider the 0.05. So that's why our decimal place that we added from the 22.3 is, we have now 22.35. So we all know that 22.35, if we're going to square it, that gives us 499.5225. And that is too low, but it's still considered as minimum, but very low for the square root of 500. So the square root must be greater than 22.35. So that will be our conclusion. So round up. So we will round it up. So that gives us to the nearest tenth, then the square root of 500 is about 22.4. And now the length of each side of the table is about 22.4 inches. In short, the approximate value for the square root of 500 is now 22.4. We round it off the 22.35, since 22.35 is too low for the approximated value rather, or estimated value for square root of 500. That's why we got, we take the 22.4 as the approximate value or estimated value for square root of 500. And I hope you'll be able to get that. Get it rather. So now let's check it out. Example number 2. So another example so that it will be clearer to us the concept on how we estimate square roots. Let's have this. Because 250 is between, now we're going to find for the square root of 250. So how do we estimate the value of square root of 250? First, try to find two integers where a square root of 250 will be located or will lie on. And we know that 250 is between 15 squared. What is 15 squared? 15 squared is 225. And 16 squared is 256. In short, square root of 250 or 250 is between numbers 225, which is 15 squared, and 256, which is 16 squared. So the square root of 250 is between the integers 15 and 16. So now, if we're going to extend the estimated value of that square root of 250, then we can now use its decimal, the rational, or we will add decimals to the integers that we have 15 and 16. So we will use the number line, as you can see. We have 15.5, 15.7, 15.9, and 16.1. So let's start with guessing the value, or for 15. What will be added to 15, decimal rather, that will be added to 15 to approximate and estimate the value of the square root of 250. Let's try to have a guess. 15.5. When we solve 15.5, that gives us 240, which is very far from 250, right? And it's too low. So maybe we'll have a conclusion later. So I just want you to observe its value. Now, let's try to have a guess of 15.9. 15.9 is closer to 16. That's why we use 15.9. Maybe you're wondering. So when we square 15.9, that gives us 252.81, which is also far away from 250. So let's have another guess. Four guess. Four numbers rather that we're going to guess. Now let's try to guess 15.7. Sir, can I use 15.6? Yes, you may, but it will prolong your agony. Okay, in this case, we have 15.7 as our guessed value. So we all know that when we get it squares rather, that gives us 246, which is also far away from 250, but it's closer compared to 15.5, as you can see, 240.25. So now let's try to compare another. For 15.9, let's try to use 15.8 because we used already the 15.9. So as you can see, 15.8, when you try to square it, that gives you 249.46, right? Which is, of course, closer to 250. But it's lower than 250, but it's almost close to it. So, what's now your conclusion? Okay, so meaning to say the square root is between 15.8 and 15.9. Okay? So I hope you got it. Why is it? It's 15.8 and 15.9. So we will pick 15.8 since it's closer to 250. And of course, 15.9 because though it's far from 250, but it's close with Alaya. It's closer compared to 16, right? You try to square 16. That's too far already from 250. So we use 15.8 and 15.9. So I hope you got it. Okay, now let's proceed. So again, we use the places 15.8 and 15.9. So now, let's try to round to the nearest tenth. Look at the next decimal place for 15.8. Remember, 15.8 to 15.9, our approximated value of square root of 250. So now, if we start our guess with 15.85, and if we're going to square it, of course, that will give us 251.21225, which is very far from 250. So what will we do? Instead of rounding it up, you are going to, yes, round down. Why? Again, the square root is lower than 15.85, as you can see. Because our problem in here is to approximate the value of square root of 250 rather. So if we use 15.85, that gives us 251.2225, which is very far from 250. So go down, or round down rather. So we have to the nearest tenth. Square root of 250 is about 5.8. So if we're going to check it out, 15.8, sorry. So if we square 15.8, that gives us 249.64, which can be rounded off to 250, which is very close to the square root of 250. So that's it. So please be careful in rounding it up and round it off. Okay, you decide based on the problem. Is it close to the value of our estimated square roots or not? If it is close, then accept its value. If it is not close, then do not. That's it. So we will end it here, perhaps. Okay, so this is using the calculator. Calculator is just so easy. You'll just press the number and then you'll have the answer right away. So now I want you to answer this lesson quiz for this topic. Each square root is between two integers. Name the two integers. Try to guess. Yes, you have 5 and 6. For number 2, you have negative 22 and negative 21. And for number 3, 9.4. Number 4 is 35.0. And number 5 is 179 feet. So as part of your activity, I want you to write the solution. Okay? Write the solution about this lesson quiz. So I will be expecting that you're going to post it below or in our platform in our online classes. So please do answer this activity. So now we will end it here. As I have said, the essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. Thank you so much for listening until the end of this video discussion. Do not forget to subscribe my channel to your friend. Share it to your friends and also let them realize what the beauty of mathematics. So math is fun. Have a good day, everyone.